Welcome to the OFX podcast. I'm Dave Claxton. Along with me, as always, is our tiny trotter of triathlons in the trees, Bethany McChesney.
Good. That was really good.
Yeah, that one was different. Yeah. How was it? Because it looked so fun.
It was so fun. Oh, it's like every time anyone asks me about it, I feel this big smile come across my
You
face.
actually got like the mom smile there for a sec.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you saw the video of me finishing, I had this like super goofy grin on my face. I was just so happy. I've never raced with my son before. I did do a race with last summer, the DECA Fit Relay, which is still to this day one of the highlights of my DECA racing. Um, so this year it didn't take a lot of persuasion to convince Mason to sign up for this. He was like he wanted to do a race, but he didn't want to do something like a track race or a road race. He's like, I don't want to worry about time. And Mason loves mountain biking. Like he's a really good mountain biker. He does it a lot with his dad. He got a new bike this year, a really nice mountain bike that he saved up for. So that's kind of been his thing right now. So I found this race. It was a 4K paddle. It said 21K bike. It ended up being more like 24K bike, mountain bike on the Bruce Trail, and then 6.5K run on the Bruce Trail. So he was like, "Yeah, I'll do that with you, Mom." So we signed up in a division called the family division, which was it was a youth and an adult. So a 10 to 14 year old and then an adult. Um, so we didn't know. I don't know if I told you this, but maybe we did. Um,
We haven't really talked about this much. We kind of saving
oh
it.
yeah, because I was like, oh yeah, we'll talk about it on the podcast. So I kept looking around for other teams where I thought there was a youth with a parent, and I didn't really. There was one other team where I thought that it was, and it was a father son. But anyways, when we finished and the results came up, and we'll get to the race too, but after there was we were listed as a co-ed team. So and fourth in the co-ed division. So I went over and Mason was like, leave it alone, Mom. It's not a big deal. I'm like, no, we're a family team. I'm like, I mean, you're 13 years old and you're racing these adults. Like we shouldn't be in the same division as them. And so I went over and they were like, well, you guys were the only family team. He was the only youth signed up. So they said without the way that they run their races is the structure of the prizes is that if there isn't three teams, then they don't do a podium. They lump them in to another category. So we were the only family, so youth and parent team. So Mason was the only under 14-year-old in the race. And so we finished fourth though. So we were only 2 minutes. So this race was a 2.5 hour. It was 2 hours and 36 minutes for us. We were only 2 minutes off the podium as a co-ed adult team. So pretty proud of him. He definitely, I mean, for a grade 8 kid, he surprised me in a lot of ways. But especially his mental fortitude, but even just his physical capability. I kind of wanted to throw him into something where it was in some ways blew his perspective out of the water of what's hard and long because I think then it's kind of like when you do your first marathon, something that's really long that you never really thought you could do, but you do it anyways, then it kind of blows your perspective out of the water of what you're capable of. And I think to do this to a kid at a young age kind of sets them up to have this mindset throughout life. And so yeah, I wanted him to do something that was really unique. And I even leading up to it, he's like, Mom, all my friends think I'm psycho.
Nice.
He's like, my whole baseball team says I'm psycho for doing this race. I'm like, well, I'm like, it's okay. Like, I've been told that I'm psycho my whole life. Like, it's totally fine. It's okay to be different. So he was kind of grappling a little bit with the fact that, he was missing a baseball game for it. But so, and then when he would mention what he was doing, everyone would be completely like, oh my gosh, you're so crazy. Um, so anyways, uh, all of that to just say, I was really, really happy with the whole experience and, his mentality around it. And, but yeah, leading up to, so that morning, he was kind of getting nervous about it. And he's like, Mom, we're just doing this for fun, right? We're just doing this for fun.
He wasn't
Like, you're
nervous
not,
about this. He was nervous about you.
he's nervous about me. Yeah. I'm like, we're just doing this for fun, Mason. Like, I don't really care. We didn't, although we've canoed before. I mean, we are Canadian in Ontario. Um, I think it's everyone canoes at some point. And so we've canoed, we paddle a lot, but we haven't like tandem practiced the canoe. So we're like, it's fine, we'll be fine. So there's a lot of things we're gonna learn a lot this year, and then we can come back next year and we can improve on it. So I was like, it's just for fun this year, Mason. Like, don't stress or whatever. But yeah, we started in the canoe, and he did go at the back, so he is the stronger paddler.
Well, he's
And
heavier too, right? You got to
yeah,
have, if anyone who canoes know, you have to have the heavier person at the back.
yes, and Mason's not a small kid. Like
No.
Mason, no, Mason's 5'9" and he's pretty fit. He works out, and for a grade 8 kid, he's not small. So he was at the back, and he does have paddling experience. He just came back from camp, and they did a lot of paddling, so he does know his stuff too. So he did fantastic. And the beginning of a paddle, I've never done a race where you're like on a start line, ready to paddle, and it was chaos because people are going hard, and there was people in the race too who didn't know how to paddle, or someone didn't, and people were like banging into people, like turning sideways, and it was kind of chaotic. But once we kind of got out of the mess, which he did a great job of navigating it, and Mason's not a big talker, but he kept being like, "This is so beautiful, Mom. Like, I can't believe we're in space. Like, this is so beautiful. Like, what a cool race." And he was just like on cloud nine, and it was so good. And then we were not near the front by any means of the paddle. People were so proficient,
Yeah.
like timing their strokes and stuff. And we were not there. And we had rented our equipment because we didn't want to deal with bringing it up. And I had a pretty rinky-dink paddle. So on the way back, we were like, hey, let's try to catch some teams. And he's stronger than me. And then again, let me remind you, Mason was the one who was like, we're just doing this for fun, right? And then all of a sudden, Mason's like, come on, Mom, you gotta dig, Mom, you gotta dig. Like, wait a minute, like I'm cramping up here. Like, I'm like on my knee, like professional, trying to get this going here. And he was like really pushing me to try to catch up with some teams on the paddle. So yeah, the paddle was not our best section, but so after the paddle we go into
Hold on. I got
yeah.
a question about the paddle first. Um, when I saw your story, it almost looked like you guys were using kayak paddles.
So some teams had kayak paddles. We didn't. We
That's a
had
pretty big difference.
Yeah, so in the rules it states if you want to podium, you have to use a canoe and you have to use canoe paddles.
All right, I'm okay with it then. I like that.
Yeah, so I just, again, knowing we were in a family division, I figured we would do well in a family division. So I was like, we'll follow the rules for whatever we need to do to stand on a podium. So
Got it.
we had, yeah, definitely kayak paddles would have been a very much an advantage.
Oh yeah, because I've
Yeah.
seen this and talked to a guy at work at one time, and he was telling me about pack canoeing, which is essentially these smaller, lighter canoes where you use kayak paddles, and it's so much faster.
Oh, well, maybe when we do this again, I'll have to look into this a little bit because we
Yeah.
were not. We were definitely near the back.
But I am an experienced paddler, just so you know.
Yo, like canoe paddler?
Yeah, not kayak. I'm not good on a kayak, but I'm pretty good in a canoe. Like I've done some whitewater canoeing and stuff, and
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, and we're not inexperienced. Like I've done some portaging and stuff growing up.
But that's not canoeing. That's carrying a canoe.
Yeah, but I mean, you do a canoe trip,
Kidding.
you portage, you know what I mean? You're
Yes.
canoeing for a significant amount of time. But I've never raced it before, so I've never looked into, and if anyone's listening and they have any tips for me here, where like the equipment helps you, I've never looked into any of that. I have no idea. So we rented equipment, assuming that the equipment that we rented would be efficient for racing, and it was definitely not. I will just say. I got my paddle. Yeah, anyways. And I had a super oversized life jacket. I'm telling you all of the excuses right now.
Good.
So, yeah, we would definitely try to sort that situation out better and be more prepared for the paddle next time. It was super, super hot, but it was beautiful. Like we purposely jumped in the lake when we went into the transition zone. Um, the mountain bike was the part that I was most nervous about. If anyone saw
That struck
my
me as odd because I mean, you mountain bike. Like I'm one of the
I
first things
do
we ever did together was Ryan and I came and crewed for you
for an 8 hour.
8 hour bike race.
Yeah. So again, I'm not inexperienced entirely with mountain biking. And I have a decent bike and I haven't mountain biked a lot in the last 2 years. I find it something that if I'm kind of dealing with an injury, I bike a lot more, but I'm not inexperienced. But I only got nervous when they released a statement about the course and it used verbiage like, this is some of the most technical terrain in Ontario. There will be boulders. You could be on the edge of a cliff, and then something about if your body needs to be retrieved, it's at your own expense. And then I'm like, what? Okay, I don't know what I signed up for. Maybe this was a mistake, but they very much made it sound way worse than it was. It was so we went out on a road section about 5K and then you went into the trail section. It was technical. Like if you did not have a good bike, you were in trouble. And because it had rained the night before, it was tons of boulders that you were going over. So everything was very, very slick. There were some pretty big mud pits that you just kind of go in and you hope it's not too deep and you don't get stuck. So it was about, I don't know, 4 to 6K of pretty technical stuff, not edge of a cliff type stuff. Not the death rate was pretty low, but the crash rate was very high.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And again, Mason is proficient and Mason doesn't have fear because,
13.
he's 13 years old. And the rule was you had to be within 10 meters of your race partner. So we were kind of coming behind after the paddle, so we were trying to catch up to teams. So we hit the trail section and there was it was a lot of vertical too. It was basically a climb for 10K, the first half of it. So I realized when we got into the trail section that if my biking is not as proficient as some, my fitness is better than most. So we were still passing people like crazy. And it's everything I could do to keep up to Mason. And I am just bombing over things I would never do in real life, but because it's a race, I'm like,
This was a sim.
this is racing is different than real life.
All
There
right.
are things I would do in a race. So I'm like, I don't want to disappoint my son. And I have to keep in contact with him. And Mason's advice to me was, what did he say? He said, don't let the bike control you. You control the bike. And he said, the faster you go, the less you're going to feel some of the terrain. So I'm like, oh my God. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to have blind faith that, and he said, your bike is very good. It's going to handle all of this. So I just had blind faith that I'm just bombing over this stuff. And I'm like, I'm just trying to keep up to my son. So I'd go past people when you could, because it was a lot of single track. And I'd like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to keep up to my kid. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to keep up to my kid. And I'd be like going past these people. And then it was so cute because people would be like, go, mom, you got this, mom. He's right there, mom. So, because you
Ah,
kind of you're back and forth with some people during the section. So it got to be kind of funny. But my average heart rate was 180 for
oh,
about, yeah. And if you see my Strava, I'm not lying. For most of this bike, I was like white knuckling it, bombing things I would never normally do. There was only one steep downhill over all these boulders that I walked my bike. It was the only one time that I walked my bike. Otherwise, I was like, well, here we go. Like, if you at least if you Mason calls it OTB, if you go
over the
bars,
bars.
over the bars, at least your son knows you were trying. So I yeah, but And I was glad that there was some pretty technical stuff because I think Mason would have been more upset if it was too too tame.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, we did pass a ton of teams on the bike. I was white knuckling it the whole time and the technical stuff, and we did okay. We still came out to this road section after the super technical stuff, and he was like, "Mom, I worked so hard to pass all those people, and now they're ahead because I had to wait for you." I'm like, Mason, we did this for fun. And he did laugh about it a little bit because it wasn't like they were right there, but he was kind of chuckling. Um, so yeah, anyways, we finished the bike in one piece. And then the run section came. So and it was so good because it allowed me to also teach Mason a lot about fueling
Mhm.
for long events, which is something that, I can offer him too. That's something that we're not doing super blind. And Mason has traditionally had a lot of problems with leg cramping and stuff in even deca fits and like shorter races. So we were pretty prepared for stuff like that. So we were coming up to the run portion of the race and he was like, "Oh no, mom." He's like, "You're gonna punish me on this, aren't you?" And I was
Prom
like,
time now, baby.
I was like, "Yeah, now we're getting into my territory here." So yeah, we started out in the run and same thing. It was about a 1.5K road section before you went into the trail. And we started out, and he was like, "Mom, this is not my race pace. You need to take it back." And then like 5 minutes later, he's like, "Mom, you just sped up." He's like, "Take it back." And his calves were really cramping. We've been racing for 2 hours. His calves are cramping. He has an Achilles issue on and off, and he was like, "Man, it hurts real bad." So I was like, "If you need to walk, just tell me." And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna walk." So we go into the trail, and it's so beautiful. So then we basically climbed the escarpment, and then this winding staircase, and it's hands and feet, and it was so cool. And same thing, we did pass a lot of teams. I think a lot of people that do this also, they're not super proficient at running. I find a lot of people are mountain bikers
Yeah.
more so when it comes to adventure racing. So we did, we passed a lot of teams. Some people passed us, and he was really struggling. And but yeah, in the last kilometer or so, he started to pick it up, and he was like, "Mom, the good news is I can't feel my feet. The bad news is I can't feel my feet." So his calves had just cramped so much that he'd lost feeling in his feet. But I said to him too, I was like, "If you can handle this, you can handle anything." And we pushed coming into the finish, and it was everything that he could to pick up the pace on the way back. And um, immediately after, he didn't talk to me for a little bit, just a little bit. And then, as we know, like after the pain subsides, he was like, "That was really awesome, Mom." He's like, we'll definitely do it again." Even though during the race, he did say to me once during the paddle when he was getting mad at me for not digging hard enough, he was like, "Maybe I should do this with Jeff. We're more evenly matched." I was like, "Excuse me." So, anyways, after the pain had subsided and, it kind of settled in and he realized he was the only youth in the race. He was like, that was really fun, Mom. I definitely want to do it again." So
A lot of pride.
yeah, we had a really good time. So I'm super proud of him. And 2.5 hours, like it flew by. It did not feel like it was that long. And we learned a lot about what we would do next time better. And yeah, really, really good time. Super well run race.
Nice.
There's no opportunities to really get lost or anything. So yeah, it was a good one. Definitely a good memory. At one point when I went by someone on the bike, I'd passed them. We'd been back and forth a little bit, and this guy was like, "Good job, Mom. You're doing great, Mom. You can." And I was like heaving. Like there was a couple times I was almost puking. I was trying to keep up to him so hard, and I was like, "I'm just trying to create core memories for my."
Until we get on the run, then I'm trying to destroy him.
I know. Well, there's an amount that I wanted him to and I don't mean this in the wrong way, but I wanted him to be uncomfortable.
It's a
Be-
sufferfest.
yeah, just a little bit, because I, we know the harder something is during, the more joy you get from completing it after. So there is a part of me that I'm glad that it wasn't a walk in the park for him. Like I'm glad that he really did have to push through a little bit at the end. Like, and there was a healthy dose of suffering. Because I think that's so valuable and so valuable for someone to really grasp the the actual pleasure that you get from completing something like that later after the fact, right? So I'm glad that there was a little bit of that for him.
I find myself, I don't miss the twisted knees and the twisted ankles and the stuff like that, but I do quasi miss some of the suffer fests I used to do,
Mhm.
right? But
Mhm.
I love what I'm doing now, right? And to be honest, my body feels so much better.
Yeah.
But I do miss that element, and I never thought I would be in that situation. Um, so I totally get that. Like I mean, I think back to the Platinum Rig 24-hour race, and that was just for me, that was a sufferfest that I could
Oh
enjoy.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
um, so I have a couple of things to say to Mason. Very important. One, I've teamed with your mother. You're right. It's horrible. Very mean. Two, it's good that people call you crazy because sanity is a one-trick pony and crazy is an exciting new day all the time.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot and just you got to beat your own drum and I think there's something so special about being just unique and doing things that people call crazy. Like it's not like people are saying it's not like it's a bad thing. It's
No,
fine. And
I
he is doing something. And actually, this is one thing too that in the near the end of the bike, he was like, "Mom, none of my friends could do this." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. Does that make me a cool mom?" It's
no,
like, "No,
no, no,
no,
not even close.
not yet. No, I'm not. No."
It's I try to teach my kids too, like all the time when you say to your own drum, and mostly it would come to I was telling them when you get your own place, your own home and everything, you just make it the way you like. No matter
Mhm.
what anybody else says, you make your home and your life the way you want it to be.
Mhm.
Even if it seems nuts, you know, you just do it for you. Screw what anybody else thinks.
And I think at some point in life too, you do realize that like we have to do the things that are true to us to really find like joy in life.
Yeah.
We have to stop just doing things to make other people happier because it's the popular thing for a grade 8 boy to do.
Yeah.
Um, you know, instead of playing the baseball game, yeah, you did a really crazy adventure race on the weekend. Like none of your friends could have done that or even fathomed doing part of it. So
The thought
just,
about it.
yeah, yeah.
No, I think that's fantastic. And doing it, like I said, doing anything with your kids or your spouse, a family, people you care about in any way is always just amazing. It just takes it to a whole new level. Especially if you're the type that doesn't get in the arguments. Like some people can't, family members cannot do that together.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's fine. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It just means that's
Yeah.
not going to work out.
I
Um,
think it would be a lot worse if two people were very uneven matched.
mhm.
If there was someone who was really fit and someone that struggled, I think that could be more frustrating. I think at least with Mason and I, although he is a much better mountain biker than me, I'm not terribly far off. And I have my own strengths, so it did balance itself out. So I think if it was dramatically different, it would be a lot worse. Because then someone's just suffering, and then the other person's just frustrated.
Yeah, yeah. But I I think that can work if you go into it with the right mindset. Especially you both going like for the person who is maybe not as fit knows I'm just going to do my best and I can accept that I don't have to do more than I need to do. And the person who
Yeah,
is fit knows we're just doing this to do this. This is not.
yeah.
going out there to do our best and get a good day and all that stuff. And if you go into it like that, then I think you can be okay. Um, yeah, I think I've been in situations where I've been on both ends of that. I've been the fitter person and the not fitter person, and if you get the right mindset, it'll work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Although we did say we're just doing this for fun, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
he did yell at me a couple times, but then he'd laugh. So
if you ever said that to me, I would call you a liar.
what? That we're just doing it for fun?
We're just doing this for fun. You are so full of shit.
I said it's for fun. But if there's a team of like another mother and son, a little bit ahead of us, we will. It will, we're gonna get a little bit competitive. So, but Mason has a healthy dose of being can live in both camps too. So I knew that if it came down to it, he would push when he needed to.
Yeah, and I like you said, and you mentioned, I haven't seen you like this since when you did your fit teams with them. It was the same kind of
Oh
look.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
and yeah, so that's great. I'm very excited for you. I think that's awesome. I would like to try this. I would love to do this with Rye, but she would not do it ever.
The mountain bike.
It's the mountain bike. That mountain bike would terrify her.
Yeah, I mentioned it to a lot of people and they were like, "Nope, I'm out because of the bike."
Yeah, yeah. Like if they had more of a like an Al have you ever been to Albion Hills?
Yep.
So if it was more a trail like that, I could maybe
Yeah.
get her on board with that, but she's not a comfortable biker to begin with. So it would have to
This would not have been a comfortable mountain bike if you weren't, yeah.
yeah, and I'm not a super skilled biker either. I'm a neophyte at best, right? So I mean,
Hmm.
but yeah, but the concept of it, I love it. I think that canoe, the run, it's just different. It sounds like a lot of
Yeah.
fun. And
Yeah.
I mean that's what we're doing, right? We're out looking at different things and doing different stuff. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. And I missed racing outdoors, dealing with the elements and having that be part of it. Like during the kayak, like I was saying, or sorry, the canoe, Mason was like, this is so beautiful. Like it was just so good to be out somewhere totally different. We've never been there before. And you have the escarpment on the side and the trails on the right, and it was just so beautiful. So just to be outside and not just inside warehouses and stuff was just, yeah, I definitely missed that part too.
And you yet to do this. What was it called?
Oh, so this was the Bruce Peninsula multi-sport race.
There you go. So if you've been listening for whatever the past 30 minutes, you're like, what
Yeah.
fucking race is this, Bethany?
Yeah. So they used to have a really long course
Mhm.
and now they've shortened it. So it used to be, I think they used to do basically, so it was a 16K paddle and then they did the run bike run twice.
That's a long paddle.
16K paddle is a long time. So
That's
our paddle took 40 minutes.
yeah, yeah. Like
You
I
took
was,
4K.
it's a long freaking paddle.
Mhm.
So, especially
Yeah.
if you're not a very experienced paddler. Like that's a long
That's
one.
a yeah, that would be a couple hours.
Yeah, at least. So anyway, that's awesome.
Mm. Yeah, it was a blast. They do have an option that's a run bike run, but you're still biking in the trail.
I think I need like the paddle, carry the boat paddle.
Oh, paddle run or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
speed portage.
Yeah.
I think maybe that might, part of that where I say I miss a bit of the Sufferfest is probably why I've done some ruck stuff lately. Is just that's
A
my
long summer. Yeah.
and it's still not super long. Um, like this weekend, Mark Jones did the Deca Ultra with a ruck on.
Ew.
Yeah, yeah, and it's
Mm.
the second time he's done it, and I think this time hit him harder than the first time.
Yeah. Is that even a thing or he just did it?
No, he just did it. It's not a thing.
Oh,
He just did it to do it. I mean, Mark is just an incredible ruck guy. Like he's
yeah.
100K one for charity and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's a machine. Um, and it's funny because he's not like the biggest guy, and to be able to carry that weight that long and just keep, yeah, yeah, he's pretty inspiring for that stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm like, I actually have been considering doing that Deca Ultra, not with the ruck, but I mean, you've
Just to
done it
do it.
just to do it, just to take my time. No, not to race it, just to do it. And
Yeah.
I just don't know when I could.
Yeah, I know. Hmm.
And especially because I'm like there and I'm working most of them now. I'm like, how do I eat? And here's the thing. Deco would let me do it. They would have no problems letting me do it. And yeah, you go ahead, you can work, you can do it. But I would struggle to focus on doing the race, even if I was like not working that day.
Yeah.
Because I would be like, oh God, I gotta go fix this. Or it's really hard. So I'm not sure if I'm ever gonna do it or not.
Yeah.
Like even this weekend, Ryan and I ran for the first time together, for a fit.
This was the first time you did.
First time we've
Oh,
done a fit together.
oh, okay.
We've only ever done strongs. We've never done a mile together either.
Oh, okay.
So it was the first time we were pretty excited to do it. And we were supposed to do it Saturday and it just didn't work. It just, there was just, it wasn't right to do it then. We just didn't have time to fit in.
Yeah.
So we decided what we would do is because it was the Ultra on Sunday, we get everybody going. And once the Ultra gets started, it's pretty, and the judges are in place, it's pretty self-sufficient. It's also much more laid back,
Yeah.
because everybody's just like, their lunges are like, like
Yeah.
every rep is slow, everything's simple, everybody's in this like mellow mood.
Hmm.
It's a very different vibe. So what we did was as soon as we got it going, then we just jumped in and ran our team, our doubles in the middle of the ultra, which looked very tough because we were flying as
Yeah,
fast.
you probably felt so fast.
Oh yeah, Riley came out there. She goes, "I have never felt so fast."
Yeah.
So we were cooking. We had a really good time, and it was so much fun. Like this year, I had very specific goals, and hopefully we're still on with those goals. But next year is supposed to be our year of teaming together, and that's why I'm like so excited about you and Mason running together because next year is supposed to be mine and Rise. Like that's it. We're
You're the team. Yeah.
of us teaming up. We've already actually got in October we signed up for this. Oh, and I don't think we've told you about this. It's called True. So it used to be called Festivus last year,
Oh,
right?
I know Festivus. Yeah.
So they changed the name to True. I have no idea why, but they did. And we're doing another one. I think it's in October. It is not the weekend of High Rocks. We've double checked this.
Mhm.
And it's a doubles one this time. So last year was a team of three. This year it's doubles.
Is it the weekend of this Blue Mountain Spartan?
I do not think so. I think it's the following weekend.
Okay.
All right. And it's in Burlington. And I'm almost positive about it because I know Chris and Kelly. Chris is running the Blue Mountain Spartan, and
Okay.
then he's going to do this. They're going to do the true one. So I'm pretty almost positive it's the following weekend. So anyway, it's just doubles this time. It's just pairs. So Ryan and I are going to go in the Masters mixed doubles for it, and just again, we're going as much double stuff as we can to have fun together, and I'm just super excited about the whole thing. I'm very happy we have a relationship where we can do that competing thing together and try hard and yet not destroy each other if things go,
Yeah.
which is really good that we are like that because I totally shit the bed on the bike this weekend.
Oh, really?
Fuck, I don't know what happened. Well,
So did you do the whole run before?
no, 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 no. So we split a lot of the runs, and I do know what happened. What happened is yes, my running I've been working on it. It's been getting better, but it's not where I would like it to be right now.
Hmm.
I think I was just a little too gassed going in because yeah, we split the run. So after the farmer carry, I ran, then she ran, then I did the whole bike. And I started out well. I was hitting my RPM goals, my walk goals, but it just died off too fast. And then I was just gassed. And I think part of it too might have been we weren't racing anyone
Yeah, so it's like time trialing
at
it.
time trialing, and we had no real goal. We weren't looking to qualify for worlds.
Hmm.
I guess when I got to that point where I was so gassed, I didn't have that kind of mental toughness to say just
Yeah.
pushing harder. And so I shit the bed there. But she was nice to me. She didn't give me crap for it or nothing. And we did have a goal time. We were a little bit off it, but if I had done my normal bike, we would have hit it. And we did okay, even considering like we're right at the top of our age bracket. We age up next year. So
Oh.
our time for
Hmm.
puts us right in the hunt, which I was really kind of pleasantly surprised with.
Hmm.
considering neither of us have trained for this and for that particular portion. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. It was just a great weekend. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of and you know what? I don't even care if we talk about who won and who didn't and all that stuff.
Mhm.
That's easy to find out.
Yeah.
Bender was amazing. Ryan Kent was amazing. They won. Um, we just had so much fun again with a lot of other people. Nicole and Joel were monstrously helpful throughout the weekend, and we had a great time with them. Barry from Niagara and his wife
Hmm.
forever, and just with all the people from Deck was awesome. And seeing Kelly Sullivan and and Kevin and all the underdog people.
Hmm.
Mikey and Mike, the father son. They got
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Dad put on a show this weekend. He would
Oh yeah.
he ran the ultra, and I swear his last lap looked just like his first.
So was the ultra on Sunday or was it all on Saturday?
No, ultra was on Sunday, so it was 2 day.
Oh, okay.
So it was funny because so Saturday was like a normal deck that you've been all the time. Sunday they did have some teams, like other than Ryan and I, right? They did have some teams and they did have some solos, but they didn't do any podiums or anything. But on that day, because there was less teams, Ryan and I actually came second in elite in the co-ed
Oh.
because there weren't very many teams, right?
Hmm.
There were more than two, but
Yeah.
but we compared our time to the day before, and we would have came fourth in age group the day before.
Mm.
And had I not had a shit bike, we would have had third. So, but
Mhm.
yeah, and then if the age group above, we would have been fighting for first. So I mean, it was a great
You're
time.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
there.
we're there, but we'll be more there for next year. We're gonna be more ready.
Yeah, you gotta get back running more.
It has reinvigorated Rise training too. She's very excited.
That's good.
So
Mm.
yeah, so it was a good event. This place, Spooky Nook, um, sports complex. I had no idea where we were going when we went to this, and it sounds super goofy.
Yeah.
It's the biggest sports complex in America.
Like,
Like it was massive. There was a hotel inside. There was like I don't know how many basketball courts. There was just it was tennis courts, rock climbing gyms, like regular fitness gyms, a 200-meter indoor track. Then there was the area where we did the DECA, which I think they do ball hockey on and other things. It was monstrous. I've never seen anything like this.
very cool.
And it was very cool. So, and it was actually, they had this blue kind of like plastic floor. And when I first got to it, and it's like interlocking 1 foot squares. And when I first got on it, I'm like, I don't know about this, right? I was feeling a little iffy, but it had great grip.
Okay, that's good.
Even when it got a little wet, it still had great grip.
Hmm.
And it had a little spring to it, like
Mm.
almost like I imagine like an indoor track would be, or whatever. Or like sometimes they just got like there's just that little bit of give to it, which give a little bounce, and it was just so nice to run on.
Mm.
And like I said, when I first stepped on it, I was, I don't know. It was great for pushing the sled because your shoes had tons of grip, and you could wear any shoe
Hmm.
you wanted. You were getting great grip out of it. But yeah, it was really good. I was surprised by that. As always, could have used more volunteers. Name of the game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it went well. No controversy.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's made it more boring though. I'm gonna start fucking some shit up.
Boring is good.
I'm gonna start,
Boring is
I'm gonna start
good.
screwing some shit up. Randomly doing things. But and there was some Canadians there. Connor Bell was there.
Mm.
And I think him and Kevin won the men's doubles.
Ah,
He
that's a good pair.
he came fourth in the men's elite. So it was all in all, it was a good weekend. It was a lot of fun. Nice drive. Remember the last time? So it was almost the same route that when we took to Atlantic City, just stopped shorter. But
Oh, with the snowstorm.
yeah, that one. And
PTSD from that one. Oh my goodness.
we drove by that same gas station at the end of the snowstorm that had no bathroom. And I'm like, that's the gas station with no bathroom.
Where we all went behind the dumpster.
Yeah, yeah. So it was great. It was a lot of fun. You wanted to talk about Spartan Red Deer, and we haven't talked about Spartan in a long time, and we have been super negligent. We're bad people.
I know, I know. I was thinking about that today, that we've kind of neglected actual Spartan racing lately. But yeah, this weekend though was the first race in the Canadian National Series. So the National Series this year is three sprint distances: Red Deer, Ottawa, and Blue Mountain. So love
Okay,
it or hate it, that's what they decided.
so Blue was, and I didn't, I minus Blue was part of this because they usually kept it away from Blue.
Yeah, it is part of
I'm
the
glad it is.
yeah, yeah. So, and it's the sprint distance though. So so it's interesting, and I mean I know how I feel about it, but the sprint is usually on the Sunday. It's the second
Mhm.
day. So which forces people to race the second day, the race that's more yeah, important for the national series. So the elite race is still the first race that's part of the national series on the Sunday. So Red Deer, Ottawa, and Blue Mountain. So Blue Mountain, which is our trifecta weekend, is still going to have the Beast on Saturday. And then what is it? Then
They
this
do the
so then
sprint and the super.
what they're doing is they're doing the sprint in the morning, the elite and age groupers, and then they're doing the supers. And then I think the open sprint later.
Okay. I mean, again, we're pretty easy. Just thinking about this, hearing how this laid out right now. I mean, I would have just done that. I would have done the sprint right away on the Saturday.
On the Saturday.
So
So
so many people that do would want to do the national series would also want to run the beast and do their trifecta or whatever. Like that's kind of you could let them do their A game race and then just enjoy the rest of the weekend. I wonder how many because I know if it was me, I would never run the beast the day before and then try to
and
hit the sprint after. Yeah, like but if it was the other way around, I might consider it.
so this is kind of what we saw this weekend with Red Deer,
Hmm.
with kind of who showed up and who raced what. So Red Deer is a super, and then the sprint is the second day. The sprint is the national series race. But what we saw was, so I'm going to tell you the results because it's the point that we're talking about. So the super, which was this Saturday, we had Austin Azar come up. Mike Yurko, who's been podiuming a little bit now in the Canadian races, Martin Lizama. And then on the women's side, we had Lisa Musacchio, who is no new name anymore.
He always
And
likes to come up here and scam a podium.
yep, she does. She takes them all. And doing very well in the trail racing world as well. So very, very, very proficient, very good runner. Stephanie Mazur, and then Katie Simonson was third, and then yeah, and then we had some familiar names as well after that. So Susan Snitinsky was fourth. So the super had some names, that we know, Austin and Lisa. So the second day though, which was the National Series race, so the men's podium for the National Series race, Ethan Pabst, second was Will Leroy, third was Tyler Jordan.
So Will Leroy is a bit of a name because he's from Quebec
Mhm.
and is a pretty good obstacle race course racer. But I'll be honest, I do not recognize the other two.
Yeah, and if it was again, I think Austin would be the name that I think most people would know from the Spartan community. So he probably came in for the Saturday and then had to leave. So I think if we had had that National Series race on Saturday, he would have raced it. Not often are, yeah,
And even for Red Deer, it seems an even easier switch than it would be for Blue.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So then on the women's side for the National Series, we had Beatrice Silvestre. So
He's
she's
legit.
yeah, very good athlete as well. She was on our she medaled at OCR, was it FISU, the
Yeah,
one in
she
Costa
beat
Rica?
Nicole in one of the races.
Yeah, she a silver, so second behind Nicole. phenomenal athlete as well. So it looked like that's what she focused on this weekend. So I'm assuming then that this is might be her goal this year is going for this the National Series championship.
Super nice.
Was
Great.
that?
She's super nice too. She's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then second was Sylvia Cackle and third was Elise Hewitt, who we is also a staple of our Canadian series. So yeah, three very different names on both podiums. So just interesting then to see who chose to race the Sunday and who maybe didn't care so much about the series and did the super because they wanted to race the super.
And I don't even know if it's that they wanted to race the Super so much as they wanted to race Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah, well, exactly.
And that's I don't like I'm not I love Bear and all those guys and their whole Canadian crew is amazing, but I think this is a bit of a miss. Like to not have the series be on the first day when everybody's there and like we always and maybe that was it. Maybe this was an attempt to try to make day two more popular, but I think that might have been a bit of faulty logic there.
Well, I think so many athletes want to do their race that counts on the Saturday, and then they would do a second race for funsies on the Sunday, do a sprint for fun, or do this even the longer race for fun the next day.
I
Um,
I know that if I go to a DECA event, right, and I'm like, okay, I get my primary race out of the way. Like if I go to a local gym event, I get my whatever I wanted to do first thing out of the morning, first thing in the morning out of the way, get it done. I
yeah,
don't talk into anything after that.
right. Sign me up for whatever you want if I get my race out of the way.
I'm gonna grab,
Yeah,
yeah. You want me to run and I got to do all these things that I never do? Sure, no problem. Whatever, I don't care.
right.
So, I
Mm.
mean, I think, yeah, that's a bit of a miss there. Um, I still am interested. And actually, I do know that it is on OCR Report, kind of like what they call post-race production. So it's on, I don't know if it's, well, by the time this comes out, it'll be on YouTube for sure. And you can watch it. I'm going to check it out. I have not yet. I don't actually think it's up yet, but I mean, Red Deer, I mean, you and I went out to Red Deer. We had a blast and we loved Red Deer.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
for
still a course that I would love to race just because it's so different than a lot of Spartans with its lack of mountain. But
again, if I was going to race a Spartan, that might be the course that I would be most inclined to do
mhm,
because, I'm not interested in running downhill,
mhm.
on technical terrain. I don't mind going up the stairs. I would even run uphill like Blue Mountain Climb, no problem. Running
Yeah.
down, not interested right now.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, well, I mean, it's good we still have the series.
Yeah. Yeah. We still, and there is still prize money for the series winners.
Yes. Oh, that's
Which
horrible.
Canada has traditionally done a better job of
Yeah,
paying.
yeah. Notable absent. Um, Brendan Neely.
Yeah,
He was part last year,
yeah. Mhm.
so. But he's been doing some other stuff too. I saw another cool looking firefighter thing he did. He's like, "You got to come try this." I'm like, "Looks fun."
Fire pit, yeah. And I mean, Mick usually goes out to Red Deer, and I know he
Nick
just raced the
owns Red
QMT.
Deer.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, some names that I thought we might see in Red Deer, but we didn't. But again, it's kind of where Spartan's at right now, and maybe there'll be a resurgence. But
Well, yeah, and then you might not know this. Do you know how the numbers were overall, like for them? Were the like
I don't know that right now. I could figure out though, but
some we'll take a look at because I mean, what I've
yeah.
noticed about the Spartan races over the last year or two or whatever is that the numbers still aren't bad overall.
Yeah, the open waves are actually doing very well.
Yeah, which shows that we don't know anything about what we're talking about because, but yeah, but the elite division is just in shatters,
Yeah.
in shambles. Actually, would be a better word.
Well, and that's another person who's usually, I was just on the women's side, Amanda Nadeau, who's
Yeah,
out west, usually does make it to Red Deer also.
Ariel Fitzgerald, who's from Calgary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But again, you have to think the open waves and the age group races and stuff, they're not looking at things like, are they paying prize money? So to them, and a lot of them don't even necessarily know that that goes on. It's kind of a small bubble of people that worry about these things and it affects them in their decision making with what they're racing. But for the masses in the open waves, it doesn't matter to them.
No, most of them don't give a shit. Have
Or
no,
actually don't know.
they don't know, don't care,
Yeah.
right? To us, it's like, oh, it's the biggest thing about these races and like this, but most people couldn't give two fucks. Like
Yeah.
it just whatever. What do I care? And like you said,
Right.
they know it all. Most of them probably don't even know there is prize money. Some of them don't know there's a pro wave.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
it's different. It's different. I know, of course, there was a podcast recently with Yancey and Joe Disson on it. If you want to hear more about it, listen to that. Um,
Yeah. I have to listen to that still.
we've beat that horse enough, and so
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
else. Um, but yeah, I do miss Canadian series. I do. I'm like I think back to when we went out there and we pretty much provided the only what would be the only coverage of any Canadian series at the time.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and then Blue Mountain that year was another good one we did. Well, you raced in Blue Mountain there.
Yeah.
Okay, so Spartan London 2026. Come back?
Yeah. I did not see this coming.
No, I saw it and I specifically didn't mention it, hoping you wouldn't have seen it until today.
Oh. Oh, you know how many people mess at me this?
Yeah, I should have known better. I should have known better.
Yeah, so it's Tilsonburg. It's Gopher Dunes. I got all the info because I was
Gopher Dunes?
called Gopher Dunes. It's actually a dirt bike trail.
Okay. That actually might be all right because I mean, Jacksonville always does well with their dirt bike trail Spartan.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it'll be more like Red Deer, where it'll be a super sprint weekend. It'll be rolling hills, relatively flat. Tilsonburg is, we're talking like 40 minutes outside of London. So if you're referencing, it's like they say Toronto and it's really not Toronto. Similar idea. So, yeah, Gopher Dunes. I was actually, when they first said London, I was thinking that it might be at Buller Mountain, which is not a big enough venue at all. So I'm kind of glad they didn't do that because I don't even know if you could host more than a sprint there. So Gopher Dunes, Tilsonburg, Ontario, London, Ontario, next September. So yes, I'm kind of excited about it.
The
Yes, I'll be doing it.
relationship to London, north, east, west.
So it's east.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, so it's actually probably pretty close.
So 40 minutes east of London is like just over an hour for me.
Yep, it'll be probably about an hour for you.
Actually, to be honest, I'm actually probably from where we moved to, probably quicker to get there than I am to Blue Mountain now.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And from
It's
the
not a tourist destination though.
from the sounds of it, and it makes me think back to missing Duntroon.
So
I
yeah,
liked running Duntroon.
Huntroon was fun. It was
I
pretty
like
rugged for not being on a mountain though.
Yeah, but I liked it. Like a lot of the trails were bike trails, and I just liked the way they kind of swooping and
Yeah.
not super over technical running. And I really liked Duntroon. That's where I did the trifecta with my son when he was 13.
They had a beat. Oh yeah, they did have a beast. They had the Canadian Championship in Duntroon.
That's right. I think yeah, that was the year. Was that the year I took him, or was it the year before? That was the first time when he met Jesse Bruce.
That was the year they had the frisbee golf.
Yeah. Do you remember the year after the Frisbee golf? And it was such a fiasco. They had it back on the map and then a little asterisk, and below on the map it said, just kidding.
Just kidding. Yeah.
Because I remember seeing it going, shit.
I know. Then I was like, I have to go buy a frisbee and practice.
I hit, I remember that just hitting that pole dead center and bouncing straight out. A son of a bitch.
Nobody got the frisbee golf except Ryan Atkins.
Yeah, I think he cheated.
No, he's just a freak.
Yeah, it was, but I mean, those were good. That was peak. Like that was peak.
Oh
Almost
yeah.
Yeah. That was
20, that was
2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was where I didn't realize it. I had already qualified for OCRWC, but I thought I qualified at Duntrue.
Mm-hmm.
It turned out I didn't need to, but because I didn't realize Concrete Rush was a qualifier and I had qualified there.
Oh yeah, everything was a qualifier.
It was such a good system.
Yeah. Yeah, podium at any obstacle course race and you qualify for Worlds.
And talk about you would cherry pick like
I won Rugged Maniac.
okay, no, that's not cherry picking. Rugged
So
Mania,
it wasn't cherry picking. It was also my first OCR race ever, and there were very legitimate runners in that.
Rugged Maniac was fast as fuck.
Yeah, it was.
Like
Yeah.
when Riley came up here to visit before we were married and stuff, just for her first visit to Canada, and we went to Rugged Maniac, and she said when she did the one down in the States, she's like she could have been in the top 10. Up
Mm.
here, she's like, I'm lucky top 100. Like
Oh no, I was racing like university
it was
cross country kids.
crazy fast.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
no hope of qualifying at Rugged Maniac.
Yeah, it was fast.
And, but yeah, I did the Concrete Rush qual, and then the I qualified as well at the Spartan race because if you were top three in open, you could
Oh.
you could get into age group.
Oh.
So I got that one. That's where I got it. I didn't need it because I had my Concrete Rush one.
Mhm.
But then the other thing I did after it was 2017 after Worlds. Was it 2017 or was it no, it was 2018 after NORAM at the first one at Stratton. And
Hmm.
I came back and the next weekend I ran Mud Hero to qualify.
Oh.
And that
Yeah,
was that was cherry picking.
that's cherry
That was
picking.
total cherry picking.
Yeah.
I ran the 6K, not the 10K.
Oh.
It was the biggest cherry pick of all time. But I so miss having to chase those qualifiers because it wasn't always a guarantee, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was for you, but I mean, for
No,
for
it wasn't a guarantee.
but
I
for us, like so many age groupers, especially, it was chasing
Right.
it. And for me, I mean, one of my proudest moments in OCR was getting that pro qual to actually race in the pro ways race at yeah, I guess it ended up being Worlds, yeah. And that's one of the few things. It's the only bib I still have is the
Mm.
pro wave bib from Worlds at Stratton when we were all down there for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's well, I
Yeah,
don't know.
that was prime OCR days.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Mm.
I don't know if it'll ever come back, but I mean, we're kind of there with something else. But wow, we went nostalgic, Beth.
Yeah. That was good.
I do miss it, and we'll see if I ever go back. I don't know. I do. I'm looking forward to trying some new things though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
All right. You know what? I think we're good. Are you good?
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
That was
Yeah.
fun. All right. Take us home, Beth.
Thanks so much, everyone. And I want to say thank you also. A lot of people sent me some really nice messages, just excited to hear about how my race went with Mason too, and just really encouraging of him and just kind of excited to see him doing his thing. So it's good for him too to see that there is a community that's really excited for, kids coming up in a sport like this. So just doing something a little bit different. So thank you again for all the really nice messages of encouragement. And thanks so much again for listening. And yeah, take care.
Take care. Stay crazy, Mason.